I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a couple builds. I might actually break these videos down, in which case you will still hear this part. So I'm going to go ahead and start showing you my online build, which is obviously a 6'5 build. A lot of guys play a lot taller just for ease of covering the post when you're sitting on the goal line. This is fine if you're not real good at goalie and you think that you don't need that challenge, or it works for you. I mean, something works for everybody else. So I mean, some people can play with a 5'8 build, some people can play with 6'2. So I'll go ahead and show you my build, which is 6'5. The weight doesn't matter. It doesn't affect goaltending at all. Any movement or whatsoever. You can be 150 pounds or 300 pounds. You'll still move just as fast or just as slow. So we'll go ahead and go to the goalie build here. I do play with the butterfly build. I will be shortly uploading a couple videos with stand-up build and a hybrid build. However, I recommend butterfly for most players because it's great down low, and it gives you that stability and those big messes that you often find yourself in playing EASHL and OTP, which are generally just a big mess of rebounds and shots being thrown at you. What you want to do really here is focus on your stick high and your glove high. 5-hole and breakaway are two negotiable stats. I've seen the same goals go in high points and low points. I have seen a couple more go in the lower points with 5-hole we're speaking of here. I'm a Legend 3, so I go ahead and put everything at 90, and then I go ahead and put the rest of the builds, rest of the points evenly throughout 5-hole breakaway. Angles doesn't really matter, however, it's kind of a mentality thing. Some people feel like angles makes a difference and they feel like you play worse. It's something you should experiment with. Played 10 games with angles, played 10 games without angles. I put a couple points in angles just to make myself feel better. If you are going to do angles, I went ahead and showed you here how to do that. I don't play with them, so I even the points out between angles and breakaways. Weighing more in breakaway. The breakaway stat itself is actually a very negotiable stat, as well as it only applies when it's an actual breakaway. If you ever played goalie, you know that EA doesn't really count a lot of breakaways as breakaways, even if it's just you and the guy skating down from the blue line. Those are the only times those stats come into effect. However, the breakaway stat does create a multiplier for your glove high, glove low, stick high, stick low stats, as well as your 5-hole and the way that you react in a breakaway situations, and increases your chances to make saves. So it's definitely a valuable stat for those breakaways, but it's negotiable in the fact of how valuable, because a lot of things aren't actually considered breakaways that are. Alright, on the second page here, puck control, you really want to focus on your shot recovery and rebound control. I don't weigh either of them higher than the other, so I put a +5 in both, and I go ahead and just max them out. Then I put the rest of the points in passing, and any points remaining in poke check, just because you got to throw them away, right? When you come over here to athleticism, vision and agility are your main stats. Those are the only two stats that you really want to focus on. Those are the only ones worth putting +8 in. Speed is negotiable up to you. Agility really controls your movement in the crease. Speed amplifies that a little bit. It's like a multiplier, kind of like we spoke of with breakaways. However, it's really less valuable. I like to just go ahead and max everything out and put my remaining points in speeds, because anything over 80 for me, 81, I'm just moving too fast in the crease and I can't stay centered. So again, you just want to focus on vision and agility. Durability, endurance, and aggressiveness do not count when you play online. They don't count for any user goalie, so they don't count really at all when you play offline as well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you an offline build here. This is when you go offline. I went ahead and just picked out a thing. I'm going to show you a game with offline. We'll show you a game with online. You can find those also in my other videos if you check out my channel. The key thing here is you want to make the game 7 minutes. 7 minutes, that extra 2 minutes makes a big difference in your shot total. Your shot total goes from 10 in a game to 20 to 30 just from that extra 6 minutes you add on to the game. It gives you an opportunity to increase your save percentage and actually accomplish those goals if you actually are trying to play it in order to get your achievements and what have you. Outside of that, playing offline is an invaluable asset for you to go ahead and take advantage of the opportunity to learn your positioning and rebounds, as computers will test your positioning bar none compared to any online play, and they will also test your ability to react to rebounds. You're going to throw a lot of pucks out front. Here you want to make sure you put your points again. You want to focus on stick high and stick low. If you got the points, you want to go ahead and even out stick high and glove high. I mean, correct me. Glove high and stick high there. You want to go ahead and even them out between it. And again, you're just going to put the rest of the points of shot, recovery, and vision. Then the same concept applies that I put in online. Just you got to wait until you get the points. Again, we're going to go ahead and show you this offline game. This is easily a good example of a good game. I think it was played fairly well, and if you don't know the controls, you can always stop on the controls, but you should know that left trigger is butterfly, right trigger is hug post. With two of them together, you hug post low. Just the right trigger by itself, you only hug the post. There are very few situations where you actually need to hug the post and be down low at the same time. These situations are when they are coming out from behind the net, and when you have decided you're going to commit to what side the shooter is taking, and you don't know if he's going to shoot high or low. That is when you will hold right trigger and left trigger, because that will put you on the post, and it will cover high and it will cover low, and there'll be no way for it to bounce in. This leaves you vulnerable to a quick deke where they can go far post. However, we'll see all these opportunities in this game. In this game, I'm going to go ahead and show you just a couple highlight shots. I think mostly from the first and second period. The third period was pretty uneventful. I did leave the replays in it for you so you can see any highlights the game thought was important. I'm not going to show you the entire game because nobody wants to sit around and wait for that. The video is already long enough as it is. So we're just going to go over basics. You're going to see the computer take a couple of quick shots. You're going to see the computer take bad shots. You're going to see the computer shooting near post, shooting far post. You're going to see a snipe. And then you're going to see the mistake I made in overcommitting to one side of the net or the other and giving up a quick play. So we'll go ahead and watch some of this footage, and I'll comment on things that I think are worthy commenting on. If you want, you can go ahead and skip this part if you're not interested in actually seeing the positioning and the different ways of moving around in the net, and paying attention to when you should challenge and when you should come back into your net. It's a great opportunity though, so I definitely recommend watching the entire thing, as it's pretty valuable.
They're on him against the boards, working hard. Good poke check. Up to the point, gets that puck back.
You see a screen. This screen didn't end up in a shot, but I was in position to make the save.
There's a shot in goal scoring area.
You saw me getting pushed out of the way by the computer. Unfortunately, I was my own guy, so if that goal had gone in, it would have counted. It wouldn't have been goaltender interference.
The Counter-Edge chance on the rush is because they're getting opportunities a little wider now. To me, one of the hardest for Bryson.
Again, you'll see me using right trigger a lot by itself, and not right trigger and left trigger at the same time. Like I said, it's really not necessary to hold them both unless you are ready to commit. Positioning comes into big play on shots like this because you're not ready for the shot. It just comes in, but you're already in the right position, so the computer's going to go ahead and go out of its way for you and make the save without you even having to do anything, which is true for most of goaltending. You don't really have to do anything. You let it go. A couple things that have been brought to my mind also when we talk about builds and the way to play. A lot of the things have been told is angles have been described as being useless. Breakaways, those valuable stats like I discussed during the build. Goalie height is the only thing that really contributes to how fast your goalie's moving, the quicker you decelerate and accelerate, and it really only counts between 5'8" and 6'10", so anything shorter or taller, you're not really gaining anything. The different builds, stand-up and butterfly and hybrid, I love stand-up. I think it's a great build. However, with the consistency of low shots when you play online, it's not really useful. However, when you do play offline, it'd be a good opportunity to try that stand-up build, but I recommend playing with the build you'll be playing with online. You see this snipe shot here. I wasn't ready for it, but I was in position. I didn't use the anticipation stick, and I made a pretty good glove save here. Okay. Patience is key. You're going to see that a lot when we move to the online play, but patience is key. You never want to just be running around and trying to guess where the shooter's going. Just wait for the shooter to make a move. If you get there, you get there. If you don't, you don't. It's better than moving out of the way and him shooting where you were. Some shots are going to go in. You can't make them all. Some games you're going to have bad games where you're just getting sniped every single time. You feel like you're in position. I invite you to not quit those games because it's going to give you the opportunity to develop as a goaltender and actually identify your weaknesses and improve on them. By focusing on things that you did wrong and goals that were scored against you, you open the opportunity to learn and actually prevent these things from happening in the future, like anything else in the world. So it really comes with practice, practice, practice. I see a lot of people complaining because there's no good feeds of actual talented goaltenders and recordings of them playing well. So I invite you to watch all of my feeds because you will see good games and you will see bad games. I do record a lot of my VHL games, so there's a lot of material that will be on this page, so please subscribe. One of the biggest things you'll see is behind the net play. It's not really a big thing for computers to just throw it out like you see there. That's me getting beat because I overcommitted. You don't want to switch sides until the skater is actually on the other side of the net. You'll see me here go to the other side even after he'd already made the pass. I'd already made up my mind that I'm going to go to the other side. I tried to get back, I didn't get back in time. So that's another big thing. The advantage I had there was I wasn't down low. I wasn't holding left trigger and right trigger at the same time. I was only holding right trigger, which gave me the ability to move faster. So that's another advantage of using right trigger and left trigger. If you only use right trigger, you can move side to side without spinning around and doing circles in the net. And if you use right trigger and left trigger, you will cover more of the net. However, you will run the risk of glitching out and doing that spin move. You'll see this shot here. I'm in position. So really, when you play offline, you just want to focus on your positioning. You're going to get scored on. They're going to hit a lot of those rebound goals in, and you're just wondering, why is that computer there right now, and why couldn't I save that, and why is my guy just sitting down? Do not quit. This is your opportunity to learn. You take these valuable lessons online. This is how I got better. I played a lot of offline games. I didn't play a full season or anything, but I played 5 or 10 games offline, got myself situated when the game first came out on the demo, and it really improved my online play. So we'll go ahead and show you a couple highlights from this game. I'm going to show you the stats, and then we'll go ahead and move to the online play. So like I said, I might break these videos down to make them more manageable. However, I invite you to subscribe and check out my channel to look at more videos, and please like it if you do. And let me know if there's anything else you want to see. I'm open to suggestions, and I will respond as quickly as I can. Alright. So as you see, we won this game. The shot total was 20-30. I had 30 shots against. I let 1 goal. That was first star, and this was all offline play. Moving on to online play. When you want to select goalie real quick, you want to hold the joystick down and your D-pad down at the same time going to the next page. That will cause you to just shoot right down like you saw me do there. The fundamentals are going to be exactly the same as you saw in the offline play. Again, we're going to show you a couple things. We're not going to show you the entire game. This is one of the better games, so I decided to recap this one. You'll see this also listed as goalie shutout. You should watch this if you go to my channel. So this is, if you want to see the full game or any more footage from this game, I invite you to go there and take a look. Again, a lot of my things, unless I'm recording a VHL game or a club game that guys want to see themselves playing, I really edit them just to show you the goaltending portion of it on my side. I feel like that's what most of the people are watching these games for. So you'll see me here using the right trigger. I let off the right trigger and I come off the post. I don't shoot out. If you're using right trigger and left trigger at the same time, you're more bound to just shoot straight off the post into the middle of the net. And so it's a good opportunity to just use the right trigger. Positioning here is what came into play. That's patience, like I was telling you about. He was coming in and I didn't move, so I was there to make the save, even though he shot it near post and it looked like he was going to deke far.
center ice, poked away. Goalie makes the save.
One thing you'll notice online is a lot of players shoot near posts. As you get into the upper tier of players, or you start playing with the same guys over and over again, you'll start seeing them shoot far post or shooting towards your weakness, whatever you anticipate more often. But for the most part, most players will come out and they'll try to shoot near posts. There's a move called the Goalie Killer, which is basically just coming out from behind the net, doing a deke and just holding it until the goalie slides off the near post and then just sling it in the near post. So you always want to be ready for those shots. Only hug the post if you're sure. You don't really need to hug the post in those situations, but if you do, I recommend right trigger. You'll see what I'm talking about there as I come out on, when they come out from behind the net, I go into left trigger as well. I start holding them both. This covers both sides, but right there, right trigger covered the entire net, and I made the save. Was able to get down and make the cover. Cross creases is another big thing. Those are something you need to consider the talent of the player you're playing against. Good players will do cross creases and shoot the post you're coming off of in hopes that you'll slide out of position. Less experienced players will shoot to the far post and attempt to beat you before you get there. Players who know you, like I said, well, best of luck, you know. I mean, they know where you're going, they know what's going on. Definitely highly advise turning on opposite team colors so you can catch the habits of players throughout the game and figure out where they're going with it and actually be there and just be able to guess better by knowing the players themselves. If you consider yourself after a pass, anticipation stick will do a lot of the work if you guess correctly. You'll look stupid if you guess wrong, but it's whatever. This is my video. Please subscribe and